Hello everybody, my name is Jim Slagle, North America Sales Manager for TRBOnet. Here at TRBOnet we don't make Motorola radios, we just make your Motorola radios better. Today I'll be showing you how to set up a geofence. So if you go to your location tracking tab and then you push on drawing panel, several things will pop up. You can hide it or push on, it'll pop up. The first box here says create a region. A region is a geofenced region. You go to draw on map, and then as you touch the left click on the mouse button, it'll put dots and you're creating a geofence at this time. Now to close the box off, you don't have to connect the dot or anything. When you save your geofenced area, then you can name it and it'll close the box itself. So let's name this speed zone. And the description is because of, let's say, because of construction, I want to keep speeds under 40 miles per hour. So now I go and I say, okay, my region, what I'm going to have, I can change the color of it. I can make it transparent or not transparent. So let's say I have a Dodger blue and I want it to be mostly transparent. So I have like, I have 90% there. I'm going to change it to 80% and I push OK. And as you can see, you have quite a transparent region. And to change that at the drop of a hat, you go to the geofence you just created and you double click and it'll pop it up. And of course you go to region again, and then we can say, okay, let's make it a little darker. And I don't want it transparent. I don't want it overly transparent. I want it to be obvious. So I'm only going to make it 50%, and you can see it's a little darker. So, but I'm kind of liking the 90% transparent. That's what I always go with. You can see it, but it's very clear and definitely defined. So once you've created your geofenced area that you want to keep speeds down, and you can make this as big as you want or as small as you want. It can be the size of an entire state or an entire country. So then you go over to this zone here and you right click and you go to configure your geofence. So if what I'm going to do is I don't want somebody going over 40 miles an hour, any of my trucks or vehicles. So it's going to be a general thing in that area. I don't want anybody going over 40. So I have my alarm's going to be my speed zone. So it's going to come up speed zones. And then the description is stay below 40 miles an hour. Now I can run this on a schedule or all the time. If I just have it like that, it'll be run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Or I can say, you know what, I just really need it done, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then you can reset alarm mode when rule conditions are no longer met. So when they leave the area, that'll no longer apply. So then you enter with your location tab, and it's, it pretty much it'll tell you what to do. So you want it to trigger the rule when they enter the selected regions, and you want it when they cross over the outer border. So pretty simple stuff. And what you want it to do is you send a text message to the source radio so they realize they're speeding, and then send notifications. And then you can put on the recipients, you want it to all the dispatchers. If you had an email set up, an email gateway, which you can do with TRBOnet, you could send it to, you could email it to somebody, and the same thing with SMS. Or you can also send it to radios. So if I want to send it to all my radios in maintenance and all my radios in security, I have those tabs. So I push OK there. Boom. Now the speed, if the vehicle moves faster than 40 miles an hour, that's when I want the rule to be triggered. And I could even bump that up a little bit. Let's don't be crazy. Let's say they, 45. That way, if they speed up to pass somebody, it won't do it. Won't trigger the alarm. You can also do it if it moves slower than a certain miles per hour. So I doubt that one comes into play as much, but it is something to think about. If you have a truck that's going really slow a lot, maybe they're just killing time. And then you can also have it trigger an alarm if they're still for more than so many seconds. I have 1800 there because that's 30 minutes. So if they are sitting with the vehicle running for more than 30 minutes, it can trigger an alarm as well. And you know, maybe on that alarm, you could set up a separate one for that just to notify the dispatcher so the dispatcher can, you know, investigate and see why somebody's sitting there with their engine running for 30 minutes. Maybe they're asleep. So, and then it performs the following action. You want it to activate an alarm. So you want an alarm to go off for the dispatcher to see. And if you want it to send a text message to the source radio, you can do that, or you can deselect that. Really up to you. And then the regions you want this in, you could say just the selected regions if you have certain geofences set up for other reasons, but we only have the one, so I'm going to say for all regions, but it would be the same thing as the selected region. And then the radios. Now you can have selected radios. Maybe if Brad Pitt's a manager, you don't want to bother him. He's allowed to speed because he's a manager or something. Maybe not, or maybe you want anybody. So you just say select all radios. I don't want anybody speeding. And then the lone worker is a separate thing. You don't have to worry about that for speed zone. And then you just push OK. So now you have your zone set up. And if somebody goes in there and goes over the certain miles per hour, you'll be alerted. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, I'm Jim Slagle with TRBOnet. I'm on LinkedIn. Please look me up. If you have any questions, feel free to call me. I appreciate your time.